I guess I'm going to mention this because I'm a little
Then, on May 6th, 1997, at a Phoenix City Council meeting, Councilwoman Frances Barwood posed a simple question.
Anybody has any information from the city, and if the city is checking into it?
I said, can we find out why nobody's investigating? Can we look into it? And there was this silence.
People are starting to ask more questions. Thanks. Thank you.
And then that was kind of it, and went on to the next one.
No one from the city council seemed to feel that there was any compelling reason to investigate the sightings. Undaunted, Barwood kept pushing the city, trying to get officials to take the many eyewitness reports seriously.
And the response that I got back, which was about a week later, was that the city of Phoenix did not have an Air Force, which I kind of knew, and that they had received less than 5 phone calls into the police department. And I thought that was odd because I was told that they had gotten a lot of phone calls. So that to me didn't make sense if, you know, they're saying they were overwhelmed with phone calls, and then the response I got back from the city manager's office was they had less than 5 phone calls. To them, it was not important.
43 days after Councilwoman Barwood's initial request, Arizona Governor Fife Symington announced that his office would spearhead an official government investigation into the events of March 13, 1997.
We're going to make all the necessary inquiries, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find.
This announcement came as welcome news to concerned Phoenix citizens who had been waiting more than 3 months for an explanation to the strange events they witnessed. On June 19th, Governor Symington called a press conference to present what he considered vital information regarding the incidents. He announced that a police investigation had determined the source of the lights, and for the first time admitted that there may have been an extraterrestrial connection.
Now I'll ask Officer Stein and his colleagues to escort the accused into the room so that we may all look upon the guilty party. Don't get him too close to me, please. It's, you know. Now, this just goes to show that you guys are entirely too serious.
Then he takes off his mask and he realizes it's one of the governor's aides, and everyone has a good chuckle. Well, some people had a good chuckle. The TV station that carried it live wasn't too happy, but the governor said it was just, you know, a little joke, and he was having some fun with it.
My 10-year-old saw that, and that really made her feel uncomfortable because she's feeling that they're sitting there saying that what she saw she didn't see. She saw it, I saw it, other parents saw it, teachers saw it, a lot of people in the valley saw it, but they won't give us an answer.
The governor's lighthearted attitude and the lack of any official government investigation to the events of March 13th left many of the concerned eyewitnesses dumbfounded. Frustrated and angry, they began searching for answers on their own.
Submitted for your approval. What have we got here?
What you're seeing is amazing.
Clear photographic evidence of these events, there was no official investigation. Finally, desperate for answers, many eyewitnesses turned elsewhere for help. Village Labs is a computer visual effects design firm operated by Michael Tanner and Jim Delatoso. In addition to their work for films and television, Tanner and Delatoso have carefully studied reports and analyzed photographic evidence of many UFO sightings. They have received a great deal of media exposure for their various investigations, and as they are located in Phoenix, they became a natural place for concerned residents to turn.
We're a lab. We're just like a police lab. We're just like a medical lab, where professional investigators send us their evidence. And we've looked at hundreds and hundreds of cases where the evidence that we get is film or video. Thanks for coming to the Phoenix Lights briefing number 4.
In town meetings like this, eyewitnesses finally found someone who would take them and their sightings seriously.
It wasn't anything I'd ever seen before, because the lights were extremely bright, white lights, and there were 5, because I distinctly counted them to make sure that there were 5 lights.
Tanner and Delitoso began their investigation by conducting a series of discussion groups with eyewitnesses to the events.
I thought it was perhaps helicopters or something like that. But as it was coming closer, we noticed that the lights were so rigidly in reference to each other. If it was helicopters, these people, either they were connected with a bar or something like that, or they were really super, super excellent flyers, because it wasn't doing any of this, it wasn't doing any of that, it wasn't doing any of that. It was like locked.
Although many aspects of the eyewitness reports were the same, there were some discrepancies between accounts.
We looked at it for a couple seconds, and then I realized that I had my telescope out. So I pointed my telescope at it, and at that point I noticed that they were airplanes.
I did not see airplanes. I watched this thing come at me from great distance, and it took a long time for it to even arrive. 30 miles an hour, that's about it. This thing didn't appear to fly, it appeared to float.
We are not trying to be the FBI. You know, I'm trying to find out because I need to know. And if these guys...
The witnesses represent the total cross-section of our society here. We have truck drivers, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have retired military, and they're all genuine.
Have you ever seen any kind of lights like that on an airplane?
I've never seen anything like this before, ever. Anywhere.
They're just simply ordinary people having extraordinary experiences, and they're sharing those with us. When you saw the lights coming, tell me again the shape.
Well, at first, it was kind of like a rounded arc.
When it became clear that there were multiple events,